This is a presentation of Fort Wayne High School Sports. 3, 2, 1. It's time for football.
Going deep, over the top, and ball is tipped and caught in the end zone by Jalen White. Touchdown. And again, he'll curl it from the middle out to the right sideline. He's got the edge to the end zone. Touchdown.
It's the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Brought to you by our friends at Midwest Box Breaks, Hoopy Fieldhouse, and Pizza Hut. It's time for kickoff. The Fort Wayne High School Football Game of the Week starts now. Here's Brett Rump and Shannon Griffith.
Couldn't have dialed up a prettier night for high school football than what we've got tonight here at Homestead High School on the southwest side of Fort Wayne, as it's Summit Athletic Conference action with the Snider Panthers and the Homestead Spartans. Welcome to it, everyone. I am Brett Rump along with Shannon Griffith. Glad to have you with us for another night of high school football. Hard to believe that we have already made it to week number 6, Griff. The season just flying by, and so we're learning more and more about these football teams. And one thing that I guess we haven't learned about is what is wrong with Snider. That's been the big question. Last week, they got smoked by the Carroll Chargers. They are a team that seems to be in a little disarray, both offensively and defensively. And they take on a Homestead squad tonight that couldn't get their offense going at all against Bishop Dwenger a week ago.
Well, you know, with Snider, they've got to have a game that they control the ball with and take time off the clock. They can't get in a shootout with any team, let alone a team like Carroll or even potentially Homestead tonight. So they're going to have to find ways to eat clock on every possession they have offensively and shorten this game as much as possible.
It's a game where two teams both average offensively under 20 points a game, with the Homestead Spartans scoring 17.6 and the Snider Panthers averaging 18.2. Both teams need to find more offense as we count down toward the end of the regular season. And of course, Coach, that's always the challenge, is to try to play your best football in week 10 when you turn the page to the postseason. But for these two teams to get there, what has to change with both of them offensively?
Well, I think Snider's got to find some semblance of a passing game to complement their running game. They've always been a team that has been able to throw the football off a play-action passing, bootlegs, tight end-centered passing game, and that's what they got to continue to do. Similar to what we saw against Bishop Lures a couple weeks ago, but they kind of went away from it. Homestead playing a young quarterback. He's still young. He's still making those mistakes. But if they can find ways to have a balance on offense, running and passing, that's going to bode very well for them and keep Snider's defense guessing, because the defense for Snider is their strength. Their strength of their team is defensively. And then always, as you know, special teams has a way to creep into the picture, especially when you get two teams that may be equally matched.
Mong Tung is one of the better field goal kickers that we have in our area. When you look at Homestead, they started the season with a completely different picture. They had a veteran quarterback in Michael White that was going to come back for his third year as the Homestead starter. He gets hurt in the very first game. Logan Frieden comes in. Struggled in that first game. Of course, you wonder how well he was prepared to kind of come in and take over. But since then, he's been pretty solid. Last week he struggled, but overall he's completing 58% of his passes. But this Homestead team had to feel like they had the makings of something pretty decent offensively, with Shane Bardwell returning in the backfield, and then you add Liam Moore and Carter Kennedy, a couple of really good receivers. The pieces are there for Homestead. They've just got to figure out how to get them to reach their potential.
Absolutely. And, yeah, like I said, with Frieden being a young quarterback, the biggest thing for him is don't try to force things. Let the play come to you when the opportunity presents itself, whether it's running the football or throwing it deep. Let that develop naturally and not try to force things to happen.
Snider had an injury in their offensive line, so they've had to shift some players around, but they still are big with Crosby Daniels, a 285-pound center, and Connor Bandor, a 6'5", 300-pound sophomore at right tackle. And they're going to try to lead the way for that running attack. And, you know, before the season, I think Coach Kurt Tippmann felt like he had the makings of a really good Snider team, which historically has been. Big offensive line, great running backs. And they've got a couple of good ones in Jordan Davis and Amari Buchanan.
No question, and those two kids are definitely good running backs. They've shown it. The biggest thing for Snider is that, again, if they can find balance in their offense, that's just going to make their running game that much better. And they have just really struggled to throw the football or have a passing game to complement their run game.
We are on the visitor side, so the loudest cheers are going to come from the Snider faithful that have made the trip across town. Snider will be led by junior quarterback Jaywin Harris. He is a 5'10", 160-pound junior. He's completed 39 out of 71 for 345 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. He's also carried the ball 33 times for 268 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. Jordan Davis is the starting tailback at 5'8", 185. The senior has carried it 88 times for 465 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's also one of the biggest receiving threats for the Snider Panthers with 9 catches, 61 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The receivers, Shamar Reddick is a 6'2", 170-pound senior with Rashawn Johnson also at another wideout, 6'3", 190, and a senior. We'll see Wade Raines, who is 5'10", 155, a senior who's made 3 catches this year, and Owen Dodson. That's a kid that we've been impressed with at tight end, and Snider typically is a team that incorporates their tight end. You almost feel like they've got to find a way to get Dodson going. Just 7 catches on the year. We saw a couple of them almost back-to-back against Carroll.
Yeah, they've got to get the ball in that kid's hands. He's averaging 14.4 yards a reception, almost 24 game. If they could find ways to get him the ball on a consistent basis and utilize their play-action passing, that bodes well for a Snider offense that's built on running the ball.
Well, I'd call it a two-headed monster in the backfield for Homestead, but it'd be unfair of the monster because the two backs have not had great seasons. 30 rushes for 111 yards for Shane Bardwell and 31 rushes for 112 yards for Brandon Pinkston, but they have been pretty consistent, almost identical stats on the year. And we mentioned Logan Frieden, who's thrown for almost 700 yards in the 4 games since he has taken over. Carter Kennedy's the favorite target. He is an explosive 6', 170-pound senior who will line up in the slot and out wide. 20 receptions for 421 yards and 3 touchdowns on the year. And Liam Moore, a returnee at the wide out, 5'11", 170, a senior with 13 catches and a touchdown on the season. We've got the coin toss taking place. That means we've got football coming up. It's high school football presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Just about set for kickoff. The Homestead Spartans won the coin toss. They have deferred to the second half, so the Spartans will kick it off left to right. We're on the east side of Homestead Spartan Stadium with a brand new turf, a bigger Spartan logo at midfield, and beautiful big numbers on the yard line markers that are big, bold, bordered in blue with yellow around the outside as a shadow. It's a beautiful look here at Homestead with the brand new turf. The ball is on the tee. We're ready to get this one underway, and the kick is in the air. It's deep. It's going to go well back to the very back of the end zone and bounce through and be a touchback. So out comes the Snider Panthers offense, led by junior quarterback Jaywin Harris, 5'10", 160 pounds. He'll line up with Jordan Davis in the backfield. Shamar Reddick, Rashawn Johnson, the wideouts, Owen Dodson, the tight end. And the Panthers in white jerseys, black numbers with yellow trim. They've got black pants, black helmets. Homestead in all blue with yellow numbers and yellow helmets. Ball on the 20. 1st and 10 for Snider. Harris will line up in the pistol. Double tight end to start things off. And it's a read option with a give to the tailback, and there's nowhere to run for Davis. He is swallowed up short of the 20-yard line. He'll lose a yard, and actually, I believe they have snuck in Braylon Burton, the sophomore running back, who is the one who got that carry. Burton is in the backfield. Davis also lined up in the backfield. And again, they'll go with the RPO. Throw it quickly to the outside. It's out in front of the intended target. Preston Hunden, and incomplete. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And about 11 to go from the 19-yard line.
Yeah, 2 plays and basically a -1 yardage already, as Homestead's defense is already starting that physical play that we're accustomed to seeing of them. And again, they got some young kids on their defense still, so this group has got a chance to be pretty darn good.
3-4 defense for the Spartans. Shotgun for Harris, facing 3rd and 11 from his 19. He'll drop in the pocket. He does have time, and he finally goes to dump it off over in the right flat, and it's incomplete. And it's going to be a 3 and out on the first possession by the Snider Panthers. They'll have to punt the football away.
Yeah, I'm not even sure who he was really trying to intend to throw it to. Of course, we're a little blinded by the sun right now as it beams in on us here at Homestead Stadium, but a quick 3 and out for Homestead defense. That's what they needed, and now they get a chance for some field position.
Yeah, with the sun shining right directly into our eyes and a little bit of glare, it is tough to see what is happening on the field. Here's the snap, and a lot of time to get that kickoff, and he does under pressure. Ball bounces near midfield, and it is going to roll inside the Homestead 40 and be dead at the 38-yard line. So that will be a 43-yard kick with no return. And out comes the Homestead Spartans offense, led by their junior quarterback, Logan Frieden, 6 feet tall, 175 pounds. Bardwell gets the start in the backfield. 5'11", 195-pound tailback. He's a junior. Averages 3.7 yards per carry. They will split with 4 wide, 2 each side. And there's a give up the middle, and Bardwell sneaks through the initial arm tackle and takes it across the 45 out to the 47. He's got close to 9 yards on the first down carry. It's going to be 2nd down and 1.
Yeah, he kind of snuck through there in that rugby scrum and got the 9 yards.
There's the shotgun snap. The give to Bardwell. Cuts it back against the grain. First down crossing the 50. He takes it to the Snider 46, picking up 7, and it's a first down for the Spartans.
Yeah, all junior offensive backfield for the Spartans. Bardwell getting it done thus far.
Ball center between the hash marks of the Snider 46. Play action. Roll out left. Throw to the left side, and that's dangerous. Good coverage over there. And the pass knocked down incomplete. A little bit low for the intended target. And again, we can't see much of anything. So
yeah, I think that may have been England on that far left side.
So it is 2nd down and 10, still at the 46. Shotgun snap, drop in the pocket. Frieden looks to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run. He's got arms grabbing him, and he'll drag a tackler to turn it into positive yardage, but not much. 1 yard to the Snider 45, where it's going to be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, Snider's got him off schedule right now, setting up this 3rd and long, and Homestead efficiency-wise is better when they are 1st and 2nd downs are being efficient, gaining 4 or more yards. This is a unfamiliar territory for them.
3rd down 9 from the Snider 45. Frieden drops, looks in the pocket, fires it over the middle. Got a man. It's caught by Kennedy, or is that Liam Moore? That's Moore. making the catch at the 20 or the 24-yard line, and that is a first down on a 21-yard gain.
21 yards.
Just curled in front of the safety and made the catch.
Yeah, they kind of had a seam route on the inside, and he just kind of settled in the zone and made a nice catch for the first down on 3rd and 9.
Drive continues. 1st and 10 for the 24. Quick screen, and he threw it behind the slot, who was stepping back to try to take that screen. He was trying to get it to Carter Kennedy.
Wow, I tell you, I'm not so sure that wasn't a lateral on the throw, because they were on the same plane. Homestead's RPO is that gives them a two-way go there. They had a chance to run the counter back down into the boundary. He chose to throw it, but luckily they called it incomplete.
2nd down and 10. Ball at the 29-yard line of Snider. Drop back in the pocket. Frieden looks to throw. Does. Deep post, corner post, and he threw it too high at the pylon, trying to get it to Liam Moore, the 5'11", 170-pound senior wideout. And he had some space and was open, and Frieden overshot it.
Yeah, needed to get a little bit more air underneath that one, as he tried to fit it in a window instead of trying to let him run to that pylon there, because if he had, Moore, I definitely think, makes the catch, and it's probably a touchdown.
3rd down, 10 at the 24-yard line. Ball on the right hash. Drop back for Eden. Looks left. Fires. Got a man over there. A diving catch. No, it's incomplete.
He was open.
Yeah, good attempt by Evan England on a diving try. And the incomplete pass brings up 4th down and 10, and they're going to set up for a field goal. This is going to be from about 40 yards. On to try to kick it, Henry Knipscher, senior kicker for the Spartans. Ball's on the right hash, and they'll actually sit this at the 32, so it's a 42-yard attempt. Set is down, kick is away. It's got the leg. Does it have the accuracy? No, he missed it to the left. Just drifted off to the left, the knuckleball kick. And so Snider bends but doesn't break. It's still scoreless with 9:01 on the clock here in the first quarter.
Well, that drive, you could say Homestead kind of stopped themselves, because there were 2 pass plays there. Had he stuck it on the numbers, they would have kept the chains moving. But again, Snider does their job. But again, it's field position as they're going to take over on their own 20.
Yeah, 3 consecutive passes. You had the screen, and then you had the corner post, and then the down and in. Here's a keeper for Harris. Runs right all the way toward the sideline and gets tripped up trying to turn it upfield. It's a short gain out to the 23. Gain of about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Snider. And they'll actually sit it closer to the 24, so we'll call it 2nd down and 6.
Been impressed with the Homestead's front 3. All of them, 230, 265, 245. That's kind of a big group for Homestead.
Nick Brown, a good one. Here's the handoff up the middle, looking for some running room. Not much there, out to the 25. That's only a 1-yard gain. So it is going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 after Jordan Davis gets a yard on that 2nd down carry.
Yeah, this is a big 3rd down here for Snider to try to keep the chains moving. Again, another 3rd and about 6 for them on the field right here.
Ball on the right hash, facing 3rd down, 5 to go from the 25-yard line. And the little miscommunication in the backfield. Harris went to hand it to the left. The running back went to the right. And eventually, by the time they got the handoff, the entire Homestead front was in the backfield, taking him down back at the 21-yard line, a loss of 4, and it's going to be 4th down and long.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. That was not a very good look for Snider. And Coach Tippmann, I'm telling you, won't accept that this far into the season.
Here's the punt. Again, Tung takes his time getting this off. It's a fair catch, and it's taken at the 48. So a 31-yard kick. There's no return, but great field position for the Homestead Spartans in this scoreless game with 7:05 to play in the opening quarter. Spartans start. They'll put it at the 47.
Yeah, they've done a good job of retaining field position here. Now they've got to be able to do something with it.
Sun just about to set behind the bleachers over on the west side. Ball just inside the right hash. Shotgun for Frieden. He'll hand it to Bardwell. Looks for running space on the left side and just pushes the pile out to the 50 after gaining 3 yards.
On the carry, he'll get 3 yards.
Most of Panthers make the stop. And it's going to bring up a second down, and we'll call it 7. From right in the middle of the big Spartan head on this new turf at the 50-yard line. Quick drop, quick throw, far side, caught, and then turning and curling to the boundary for extra yardage. That, I believe, is England again over on that split wideout on the left side. He'll take it to the 42, and that's going to be a first down.
Yeah, nice little, just a hitch-up throw. So taking what they give you, and he put it right on his numbers.
First and 10 for the Spartans. Ball on the left hash. Shotgun for Frieden. He's going to be a quarterback run. Now he cuts up at the numbers and takes it all the way to the 35. A 7-yard gain for Frieden. That's one of those where you're running wide, looking for a hole, and then he stuck the spikes in the ground and cut it upfield nicely to pick up 7 at second down and 3 at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, they run that outside zone scheme, really trying to get the defense moving. And like you said, did a great job of getting vertical.
From the left hash, drop back Frieden, rolls a little bit to the right. He's looking, he's got time. Here comes a late rush, and then that forces him to throw it away. Nobody open downfield, and so an incomplete pass. It goes from second and short to third and short. Third down, 3 to go. Homestead at the Snider 35.
A smart play there by Frieden, and that's what you like to see. When it's not there, don't force anything. Throw it out of bounds, line up a third down and 2 or 3, and try to get the first down here.
Here's Kennedy taking it right to left over on the sideline, picks up a block, stays on his feet, and finally forced out of bounds at the 26. And that will be a first down. Really good play call. Snider came on the blitz, but the blitz couldn't catch up with the reverse sweep by Kennedy. Kind of that jet sweep with the slot running right to left. First down, Homestead. Play action. They're going to go for it to the end zone. It's Moore, and the catch, touchdown. Beautiful throw. Moore, just a simple post route, ran right past the Snider safety and made the catch over the shoulder in the end zone. Touchdown, Homestead. They take a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, just another great play action pass, run a double route. He takes the post route to Moore and did a great job of putting it out in front of him where only Moore could get it.
So Knipscher will come on to try the extra point. A little low on the snap, but it's handled, and the kick is up and through. So with 5:21 remaining in the opening quarter, it is Homestead who takes a 7-0 lead over the Snider Panthers on your Midwest Box Breaks high school football game of the week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Pizza lovers, when the craving hits, hit back with Pizza Hut's $5 crafted flats pizzas. 5 bold hand-stretched personal pizzas. 3 cheese. Pepperoni Duo, the ultimate. And for a limited time, Nashville Hot Chicken and Chicken Bacon Ranch. All just $5 each all day. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 crafted flats on PizzaHut.com or the Pizza Hut app today. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks high school football game of the week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
26-yard touchdown pass from Logan Frieden to Liam Moore. And the Homestead Spartans have a 7-0 lead over the Snider Panthers. We're still in the first quarter with 5:21 on the clock. And now the Spartans will kick it off. Last kick, Knipscher put it all the way to the back line of the end zone. He's got it teed up. Jordan Davis waits at about his 2-yard line. Here's the kick. Again, it's a deep kick. It's going to take Davis 5 yards deep, and he'll make the catch in the middle of the blue paint, and that will bring it out to the 20 on the automatic touchback. A lot of good games tonight around the area. Of course, a lot of eyes on Dwenger Northrop taking place at Spooler Stadium tonight. Also a big one in the ACAC. South Adams visiting Adams Central. We'll follow those scores and, of course, get updates coming up at halftime with Macy Gray and our H&K Chevrolet of New Haven high school football scoreboard. Snider starts 1st and 10 from the 20. Harris on the shotgun snap. Dropped it, but collects it. Now the pass tipped, but it got to the receiver, and he made the catch. After the tip, put it in the air. He got under it and made the catch. That's a nice job by the tight end.
Johnson with the reception. It's a 3-yard pickup.
Looks like, not sure if that was who that was that made the catch. Again, we're still kind of adjusting to the new screens. It's like putting a filter on our view with the screens, and they're not removable, so we've got to adjust to it. Handoff up the middle, and look at that push by the Snider offensive line out across the 25 to the 26. That's a big gain, and a lot of that was just the surge of the offensive line on the right side. Buchanan with the carry.
3rd down and 4.
3rd down for Snider, 4 to go at the 26-yard line as the clock winds down to close to 4 minutes left in the opening quarter. Homestead leading it 7-0. Snider sends Riddick wide to the left. 2 slots to the wide side left. Now a receiver goes in motion. That's Davis. They'll fake it to him, and a keeper for the quarterback. Nothing there. He gets taken down. A 1-yard loss at the 25. They fake the sweep to Jordan Davis, who went in motion from the left slot to the right. And then the keeper for Jaywin Harris, but Homestead sniffed that out. And once again, Snider's going to have to punt for the 3rd time. Another 3-and-out for the Panthers.
Yeah, right now it's being dominated by Homestead up in the trenches.
High snap. Here comes pressure, and the kick's away. End over end, fair catch signaled for, and Carter Kennedy makes the catch at his own 43-yard line.
Kennedy takes the fair catch.
Nice job by Mong Tung, who had to jump up and make that catch and then get the kick away with pressure coming.
Yeah.
Turns it into a decent punt. About 32 yards, no return on the kick. So Homestead starts 1st and 10. Again, good field position at their own 43-yard line. Shotgun, Frieden fakes the handoff. Again, they're going to go for it deep. They got Kennedy open. He goes up and makes a catch over the shoulder at the Snider 15 as he falls to the turf. That is a 42-yard play over the top, and right now they have no concerns at all of throwing it deep and over the top of the Snider defense.
No, and another good throw there by Frieden. And again, Snider in scoring position, taking advantage of field position.
Homestead in the red zone. Handoff to the running back. It's up the middle, and the pile will move down close to the 12-yard line, about a 3-yard gain.
Gain of 3.
And it will be a 2nd down and 7. Bardwell with the carry for the Spartans. 2 receivers split to each side. Shotgun for Frieden. Dropping back, looking, throwing, and it is batted down, almost picked off near the line of scrimmage. So the incomplete pass will make it 3rd down and 7 with the ball at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, that one, they had the crosser coming, but Snider got their hand up, and now they jumped offside.
Hard count. Snider looked like they jumped into the neutral zone.
Offsides on Snider.
It is offside against the Panthers, so you go from 3rd down and 7 to where it's 3rd and 2, and that will cause Homestead to change personnel. 3rd down, 2 to go at the 7-yard line. Homestead already leading at 7-0 with 2:21 remaining here in the opening quarter. And Frieden will get under center. They've got the power I. And it is a give to the back. Bardwell runs the right side off tackle and gets stacked up at the 7-yard line. No gain. And now it's 4th down and 2, and it looks like the punt unit is going to come on. Or the field goal unit, I should say. Yep, they're going to line up to go for 3. This is Henry Knipscher, senior kicker, lining it up from the 15. The set down, and the 25-yard field goal hits the upright on the right side. It's no good. The second miss on a field goal try tonight by Homestead. And again, Snider dodges a bullet, and it remains a 1-score game. 7-0 Homestead leads with 1:39 left in the opening quarter.
Yeah, that's the benefit there of Snider getting some luck here. 2 missed field goal opportunities, and Homestead, again, not taking advantage of the great field position that they've had here early in this ball game.
So Snider takes over at the 20. 1st and 10 with Jaywin Harris lined up in the gun from the left hash. 3 receivers to the right. They fake the handoff. Harris, the keeper, brings it off left tackle and takes it across 25 to the 27.
Well, they found themselves a little bit of a kind of a read concept there, and he got out in space and got the first down, or not the first down, but got a great yardage there for the Snider run offense, and that's been hard to come by thus far tonight.
They'll put him at the 26 for a 6-yard gain on 1st down. 2nd down and 4. Stays on the left hash. 2 receivers split to the right. Now they put 3 receivers to the right and the tight end to the right. And then they set up a screen, and the screen is dropped by Jordan Davis coming out of the backfield to the right side. The throw a little bit high, but should have been caught. And now it's 3rd down and 4 for Snider, trying to avoid a 3rd consecutive 3-and-out.
It's kind of been a little sloppy offensively here for Snider, something that, you know, we're not accustomed to seeing, because we've seen this offense, whether this year or previous years, be fairly crisp. And right now, they're just kind of fighting themselves.
Correction, it would be their 4th straight 3-and-out if they can't convert here on 3rd down and 4 from the 26. They go play action, and we've got flags and whistles killing the play, and it's a false start against Snider. And you go from 3rd and 4 to now 3rd and 9. Huge penalty.
It's a 5-yard.
And I think that may have been a wideout that got an early start.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody in the interior jump, but that would be unexcusable, more so if it was a wide receiver on the outside, because he can see the ball clearly.
55.2 seconds on the clock. 3rd down and 9 for Snider at their own 21-yard line. From the left hash, 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Tight end lines up to the right side of the formation. Shotgun for Harris. drops in the pocket. Now he's going to tuck it and run, and he runs right into Homestead and goes down. That will be a sack back at the 19.
This Homestead front three is getting great pressure. That was I believe that was Brown again.
Yeah, Nick Brown got in, shed the block, and then right into the path of Jaywin Harris, who ran into him like a wall and went down at the 19. So again, a 3-and-out for Snider. And another punt from deep in their own end.
Oh.
The kick away, low end-over-end kick, bounces at the 45, but a big Snider roll, and it's going to continue to roll well into Homestead territory, all the way down to the Spartans 30, where it is downed. That is a 51-yard kick. And Homestead now pinned as deep as they have been pinned the whole game. They'll start this drive at their own 31-yard line, leading at 7-0 with just 9.3 seconds left here in the first quarter.
You know, that's the third time that punt is almost being blocked. Look for something like that to be a possible issue coming later in this ball game.
Frieden lines up the Homestead offense, left to right. Drops, looks on the screen, and then throws into the open space. Finds Kennedy out at the 42. He is hit hard by Raines, dropped at the 48. But a good gain of 17 yards on that connection. Frieden to Carter Kennedy. They'll move the chains. The last 3 seconds of our first quarter will then tick off. And that is the end of our first quarter of play. Here at Homestead, the Spartans leading at 7-0 over the Snider Panthers on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. In New Haven is your one-stop shop when it comes to trucks, including semi, dump, box, straight, and roll-off trucks, trailers, and more. Kester's has a state-of-the-art 70,000 square foot facility with a complete detail and wash facility with degrease bay and 2 10-tower frame racks and alignment rack for heavy trucks. Kester's can also lengthen and shorten frames. Kester's on Highway 930 East between the Cloverleaf and downtown New Haven. Online at KesterSales.com.
Pizza lovers, when the craving hits, hit back with Pizza Hut's $5 crafted flats pizzas.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
7-48, first and 10. And a handoff to the running back. Follows the right side of the line across midfield and takes it to the Snider 48-yard line. Give him the 47. A 5-yard gain on the first down carry by Shane Bardwell. And it's second down and 5 for Homestead.
They got the type of backs that you can go bang with, and that's what they've done thus far.
Ball on the right hash, 2 receivers short side right. Now they add a third receiver on the right side. Thought he came off the bench.
Yeah, he had to go inside the numbers first.
Little handoff on the inside. Got running room. Pinkston takes it inside the 30 and gets dropped down near the 25-yard line.
23-yard pickup. First down.
And I think that's Brandon Pinkston. Trying to see if that's Bardwell or Pinkston.
No, that was Bardwell again.
That's Bardwell again.
Yeah, he, again, inside zone concept play. He hit it hard and just about knocked his head on the goalpost.
So it's first and 10 at the 25, and they will again give it to Bardwell. Picks a hole off right tackle and gets stood up near the 22 after gaining 3. Snider came up. Safety run support from Wade Raines, a 5'10" to 155-pound senior. Second down, 7 for the Spartans, already leading at 7-0. Just outside the red zone at the Snider 22. Shotgun, drop back, pump fake, throw over the middle, completed at the 7. Escapes 1 and can't get away from the second man. Completed to Carter Kennedy over the middle, and he is down at the 8-yard line where it's going to be first and goal for the Homestead Spartans.
Yeah, he did a great job of kind of bending off his route, and Frieden threw him open. And again, Homestead knocking on the doorstep.
Just over 10 minutes left, second quarter. Frieden will give it to the running back. Bardwell will stretch to the 5-yard line, gaining a couple. Second down and goal. Getting up from the bottom of the pile for the Snider Panthers. Look like, trying to see if that's 9 or 8. Second and goal. Homestead lines it up from the left hash.
This is where Homestead has had trouble their last couple times down here inside the 10.
Drop back for Frieden. He's looking to the end zone. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Cuts to the outside. Looks for the pylon. Touchdown. Logan Frieden from 5 yards out. Touchdown Homestead. They extend their lead to 13-0.
Just a nice job of scrambling. Didn't see anybody open. Found his escape route up through the A-gap, then turned it to the outside and headed for the pylon, and he won the race. And Homestead, again, with another touchdown.
Again, Knipscher will come on to try to tack on the extra point. The set and the kick. Splits the uprights, and it is 14-0. Spartans with 9:22 left in the second quarter on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Homestead Spartans extend their lead to 14-0 over the Snider Panthers with 9:22 on the clock in the second quarter. Now Knipscher with the kick, and for the third consecutive time, he will send it to the back line of the end zone. That's a strong leg. And I'll tell you what, Griff, we have seen some big high school football legs.
Yeah, we have. And Knipscher adding to that dynamic as that one just kind of exploded off of his foot.
Now he's 0 for 2 in field goal tries so far tonight, but his kickoffs have been impressive. All three of them have been deep into the end zone for touchbacks. So Snider, for the umpteenth time, they start from their own 20. And it is a handoff, bouncing it to the near side. Davis tries to get the edge, finally clipped down as he crossed the 25 to the 26. Good defense by Homestead's Caleb Hollingsworth. DB came up, went low, and made the tackle. He's 6'2", 185-pounder. It's second down and 4.
Now, this Homestead defense moves well. I think they're playing very physical up front with their front three.
Second and 4 from the 26. Read option. They'll give it to the back, and gets through the first hole and then dives out close to the first down. Davis with the run, and now we've got some extracurriculars. One of the Panthers fell to the turf. I don't know if that'll bring a flag. I don't see one. They'll put the ball right on the 30, which is a first down. So nice carry by Davis for 4 yards to move the chains, and Snider has their first down of the night. 8.5 minutes left, second quarter. Snider's down 14-0, first and 10 from their own 30. And they'll hand it off, not much up the middle. It's stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and the pile gets pushed backwards. They'll give him forward progress just across the 30-yard line. We'll call it a 1-yard gain, and that's being generous. Second down, a long 9.
And again, Snider, really trying to find what works for them. And right now, they've just not really gotten into any type of rhythm offensively.
Lining up from just inside the left hash with 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Single back joins Harris in the backfield, and somebody lined up in the neutral zone for Homestead. never even got to a snap count. Everybody was set, and the whistle blew the play dead because Homestead was in the neutral zone, so 5 yards tacked on for Snider. They'll move it out across the 35 where it's 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, you can't have that type of penalty.
It was somebody in the interior. Quick drop, throw to the left sideline. Ball caught at the 35, avoids the first man across the 40 and diving out to the 42-yard line. Nice play for a first down for the Panthers. That's one of those where you're going to have a hat on a hat and you've got to make one man miss. And he did, and turned it into positive yards.
Yeah, and another type of play that they can execute, kind of a quick screen concept there, get the ball in and out of the quarterback's hands and go play in space.
Snider with the 1st and 10. They've gotten it out to their own 42-yard line. Drive started at their 20. And they'll hand it on the jet sweep, bringing it to the right.
Nice
Davis
play.
clipped up in the backfield before he could turn it north and south. Davis goes down at the 41. That's a loss of a yard. And that time the safety came up in run support and went low and took Davis's feet out from under him.
Yeah, Cadre Gillespie, I guess that's how you pronounce that maybe, but he went out and did a nice job in space, making a great tackle.
Yeah, Courtney Gillespie with the tackle for the Spartans, and it is 2nd down and 11 for Snider from the right hash. They run the option. Late pitch to Davis. He's in the backfield, and he's caught and taken down. That play seemed to be blown up from the beginning. A high snap, a bad exchange on the fake handoff, and then a high pitch, and by that, Homestead had already broken in and had the play read and took him down for a loss at the 36. That's a loss of 5, and all of a sudden Snider's going backwards.
Yeah. Homestead's playing at a different speed than Snider right now. That time Hollingsworth, the safety, did a great job as they played the pitch well, and that's what caused the mishap.
From the left hash, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, and they will give it to the running back up the middle. Davis spinning across the 40 and falling forward to the 42, which was the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be a 4th down and 10, and Snider is going to have to punt the football away. And I believe this is the 5th punt already for Snider.
Yes, it is.
5:15 still remaining in the first half, and Mong Tung has come on to punt. Carter Kennedy waits deep for the return. There's the snap. Here they come, and he gets the kick away somehow. And the ball will bounce at the 30, and Snider will down it at the 27. Boy, that time it looked like they did get to Tung, and he sidestepped the block attempt and got the kickoff. And not a bad punt.
Yeah, what helped there was the snap kind of drew him to the right away from that rusher. But I've watched him now, these 5 punts, and it's gotten closer and closer each time. So Snider's going to have to figure out who's turning loose who, because that's got disaster written all over it.
Close to the 28-yard line, Homestead begins. Frieden lines up in the gun and will give to Bardwell. Tries to cut it back right in the middle of the field and gets taken down. No gain at all for Shane Bardwell that time. Good job of penetration right up the middle by the Panthers defense. 2nd down and 10.
One of the few times tonight that they have gotten penetration into the backfield with their front 3.
On the 28-yard line, 2nd down and 10 for Homestead. Spartans have it set on the left hash with 2 receivers splitting each side. Bardwell the lone back. Shotgun for Frieden. There's the snap. Quick drop and a throw in the seam, and he got the receiver caught by Liam Moore, and Moore spins away to the 39, and that's going to be enough for a first down on the 11-yard gain.
Yeah, just a typical quick slant on the outside. Nice throw by Frieden. You know what? This kid, he's got to coming in, not expecting to play much this year, and he's taking it off, and he's taking advantage of his opportunity.
Clock goes under 4 minutes left. 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Jet sweep to the left. Here comes Moore. Cuts it up, gets a block. 50, 45, and the last man back makes the play. That's Raines forcing Kennedy out of bounds. It was Carter Kennedy who took that sweep, and he gets forced out at the Snider 41-yard line. That is a 21-yard gain on that jet sweep to the left. A good blocking by Homestead to set it up.
They're getting chunk plays after chunk plays, and luckily Raines was there to stop it, or that was 6.
3:49, clock is stopped, second quarter. Drop back in the pocket, Frieden looks, now it's a quarterback keeper. Up the middle he goes. Frieden breaks away from a tackle to 35, gets inside the 30. They'll say he's down right at the 30-yard line. That's going to be another first down for the Homestead Spartans on the quarterback draw.
Yeah, good call there. Not expecting it. They did a great job of getting the rush up the field, and Frieden did a great job of selling it and then took off running vertically.
Homestead looking to extend a 14-0 lead. 1st and 10 at the Snider 30. Frieden will drop, throw quick to the right sideline. Ball's caught short and then wrapped up immediately and taken down. No additional yardage after the catch as Braylon Fertil makes the tackle.
Yeah, they were running a wide receiver screen, which would have been the right call. Snider brought pressure there, but the corner out there jumped it and did a great job. I believe that was Travis Black on that play.
2nd down and 10, still at the 30-yard line. And a drop back on play action. Fire over the middle into traffic. It's tipped, and it goes incomplete inside the 10-yard line. Dangerous throw into traffic. 3 Panther defenders. The clock is stopped with 2:40 remaining in our first half.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that was a busted route, because with the 3 Snider defenders, you had 2 Homestead receivers standing in the same area, and usually a tip ball like that is usually picked off. So Homestead very lucky there.
3rd down, 10. Ball on the right hash. Drop back in the pocket. Frieden is looking to throw. Has all kinds of time. Fires over the middle. The ball caught by England inside the 20, and then he fumbled as they took him to the turf. And Snider says they've recovered, and they have at the 16-yard line. Would have been a first down, but instead it's Snider football with 2:32 still remaining in the half.
Yeah, he had the first down. Nice throw. Great protection by Homestead. Snider not being able to get pressure on Frieden. England hit him on the dig route, and then Snider did a good job of stripping the ball, get a positive play, get the ball back, see if they can get something rolling here offensively.
Panthers will start at the 16, 1st and 10. The snap and the give to Davis. And this is actually Buchanan. Omari Buchanan runs behind right tackle out to the 20, a 4-yard gain, but the clock's going to continue to run. 2:20 and ticking here late in the second quarter. Homestead leading at 14-0.
Good play there, I believe, by Anthony Fields for the Homestead Spartans, a senior, 5'10", 195. And again, quickness on Homestead defenses, they're key.
From the right hash, they'll throw. Little wide receiver screen thrown to the slot left. Trying to pick up a block, taking it to the edge, Kason Warfield, and he gets wrapped up, taken down. Was he out of bounds? That was near the 22-yard line.
There's a flag on the play. I think they're going to get Kadri for holding.
It is a holding penalty called against the Panthers. Now, it's kind of an interesting decision because you would be sitting here with, if you want to get the ball back and try to get a stop, but I think they're going to take the penalty. It looks like they're getting set to march it off. Still asking Chad Zolman what he wants to do with the Snider penalty.
I kind of agree with what you were thinking there. You decline it. make it third down and force them to play it, you still have your complimentary your timeouts, but they go ahead and take the penalty.
They do take the penalty to pin them back to the 11, and maybe they just feel like they can force a Snider mistake if they pin them deep in their own end.
Well, there's one thing for sure. This Homestead defense has been in control since the start.
Minute 53 left, first half. Homestead leads 14-0. Snider at their own 11. And it's a give to the back. He is swallowed up in the backfield, just broken down, blocking up front. Homestead into the backfield for a loss down near the 7.
That was 27. Is that Toby
Agonani?
Yeah.
A 6'3", 230-pound defensive lineman who just got right off the block of Sebastian Lewis, a 6'2", 260-pound sophomore offensive tackle. And
he's a good-looking kid on the hoof, man.
So now we've got a timeout called by Homestead with a minute 46 still left here in the first half. So we'll take a quick 30-second break. You're listening to high school football presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Now back to the Midwest Box Breaks high school football game of the week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Third down, 20 to go from the 7. And it'll be a quarterback keeper, Harris. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, taken down, and a quick timeout by Homestead comes with a minute 40 to play here in the first half. And Snider's going to have to punt from the shadows of their own end zone.
Well,
In fact, he'll be in the end zone. The ball's on the 7. And this is the time, Griff. This may be why you took the penalty, forcing the punt where you might be able to go after it. They've been close a couple of times to blocking kicks by Mong Tung, who seems to take a long time to get the kick away. But he also has that side kick where he, instead of dropping the ball in front of him, he kind of drops it off to the side. And I think that threw off Homestead, especially the last time.
Yeah, that rugby-style type of kick. And, yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting situation here because of how close Homestead has been to blocking the punt of Snider. And, like you said, you're going to be in the end zone.
Mong Tung, senior kicker, will take this snap just a couple of steps from the back line of the end zone. A lot of pressure on Sawyer Tipman, the long snapper. Snider lined up. There's the snap. It's good. Kick away without any pressure. And Kennedy is going to have a chance to return this. He catches at the 45. Breaks away from one at the 40. Gets to the sideline. 35-30. Cuts back in at the 25 and then falls forward to the 20. What a return by Carter Kennedy. 24 yards to the 21-yard line with a minute 25 left. Homestead knocking on the door of the red zone, leading it 14-0.
Well, there's one thing that's been a pretty regular is Homestead's field position is this time they have their best of the night at their 21-yard line.
Frieden lines up from the left hash. Single back is Bardwell. Frieden drops. Throws, a little crossing route. Engelland will make the catch. He fumbled on his last reception. This time he hangs on and takes it to the 12. So that's a 9-yard gain on that short crosser to Evan Engelland, a 6'2", 200-pound senior wide receiver.
Got to trust his speed there and try to get to the boundary.
To the right hash. Clock runs. And there's a handoff, Bardwell. Nice initial hold. Bardwell upended inside the 5, and he went head over heels. My goodness, what a hit. But he has got a first down at the 3. It's first and goal. The clock running with 45 seconds. Homestead lines up quickly. Shotgun, Frieden from the right hash. And he will give it to Bardwell. Bardwell tripped up inside the 1. It's going to be second down and goal. And this time Homestead doesn't want the offense to have to hurry, so they will take a timeout trying to see how many timeouts they've got left. That is the last one.
Yeah, that's their last one.
I'm surprised they burned their last timeout. It is second down and goal, so with a timeout on the field, Homestead leading at 14-0 over Snider with 31.4 seconds on the clock. You're listening to the high school football game of the week, presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Pizza lovers, when the craving hits, hit back with Pizza Hut's $5 crafted flats pizzas. 5 bold hand-stretched personal pizzas. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate. And for a limited time, Nashville hot chicken and chicken bacon ranch. All just $5 each all day. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 crafted flats on PizzaHut.com or the Pizza Hut app today. No one outpizzas the Hut.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Second down and goal from the 1. Interesting formation as Homestead bunches everybody almost like a victory formation. It might be a tush-push here. They've got Frieden under center. Long count. Now there's the snap, and it is a push toward the end zone on the sneak, and they got him in. No signal yet.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a touchdown. Looked like the pile pushed right into the end zone, but it took a while to get the signal from the side judge. Touchdown Homestead. They extend their lead to 20-0 with 24.7 seconds left in the second quarter.
Yeah, they did a great job there of getting the push, like you said, and didn't take them too long to get in the end zone after that punt return.
So it is Henry Knipscher on to try his third extra point. The set down, the kick up, and it is good. 21-0 Homestead leads it over Snider. 24.7 seconds remain in the first half on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Do you remember the good old days as a kid when you were sitting at home eagerly tearing open a pack of sports trading cards? Oh, the anticipation builds as you uncover rare Rippy cards, autographed gems, and limited edition memorabilia. Well, not much has changed. Card collecting and trading is just as exciting as ever. Experience the thrill of opening a treasure trove of sports trading cards at Midwest Box Breaks, your ultimate destination for all things card related. At Midwest Box Breaks is based right here in Fort Wayne. Midwest Box Breaks. Value the customer. Respect the hobby. Midwest Box Breaks.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
All Homestead here in the first half at Homestead over the Snider Panthers, leading at 21-0. They get set to kick it off with 24.7 seconds left, and the bad news for Snider is Homestead will get the second half kickoff. Yeah,
they're going to get the opportunity to open the second half, and this ball game could really be 27-0 had Homestead connected on the field goal.
And they haven't had a chance at doing anything on special teams because Knipscher has put every kick into the end zone. This one will get about 8 yards deep as well. Another touchback for Snider. It comes out to the 20 for the Panthers. Coming up at halftime, we'll recap what happened here in the first half. We'll also then send it back to the studio where it is Austin Fox making a special appearance as our halftime scoreboard operator. He'll give us a list of area scores from around the Summit Athletic Conference, the NE8, the ACAC, and the NECC. Be interesting to get scores on that Dwenger-Northrop game and also South Adams Central in the ACAC. They'll go with a handoff. Davis has running room, 30, 35, and finally tripped up out near the 39-yard line. A 19-yard gain for Jordan Davis on some nifty running off right tackle. 18.2 seconds. Snider has all three of their timeouts if they want them, but they aren't taking any. I'm surprised after that big run they don't try a timeout, but they're going to let this tick down to halftime and be satisfied with a 21-0 lead or deficit. Kind of surprised. They didn't try to be a little more aggressive there, but they will take a 21-0 deficit to halftime. And the Homestead Spartans firing up their faithful. Of course, you know, Homestead here, Griff, they're always excited about halftime because it means the band's going to perform.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the score is.
And it's homecoming.
And so a little extra pep in the step here at Homestead as the Spartan Alliance Marching Band is making their way to the field to perform here at the break. A good first half of football, a very good homecoming so far for the Homestead Spartans, and a beautiful sunset. What colors we've got across the way. Perfect night for football and a great night for Homestead so far. Through the first 2 quarters of play, 21-0. Spartans leading it over the Snider Panthers on the Midwest Box Breaks high school football game of the week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Running a business. We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks high school football game of the week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Hi, this is Pat Shank from Pella Windows.
Now, back to the Hoopy Fieldhouse Halftime Show on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We are at halftime here at Homestead, and the Spartans leading it over the Snider Panthers 21-0. And the Snider Panthers, looking for a spark here in the second half, are going to make a change at quarterback. Max Johnson, a 6-foot, 150-pound sophomore, will take over when the Panthers get the football. But, of course, the second half is going to start with Snider kicking it off to Homestead to start our second half after the Spartans deferred on the opening coin toss, and they'll receive the second half kick. Of course, Griff, it's going to take more than just a change at quarterback, but it's probably necessary. Snider needs to find something to give them some kind of spark.
Absolutely, and sometimes doing that is a way of changing things up. Maybe he's a little bit better of a thrower, and they figure in order for them to get back in this ball game, they may have to do more of that. And right now, their tight end has got no catches, and we've said that's a key component for this Snider offense is that tight end. And they haven't got the ball to Owen at this point in time, and maybe this is an opportunity to do so.
Yeah, you and I think, have been in agreement that Owen Dodson is a weapon. At 6'6", 210 pounds, he's a big target at tight end, and Snider runs a lot of routes that create space for a productive tight end. But we haven't seen them go to him really all that much this year. Right. And maybe making the switch, it'll get a chance for Dodson to get some space, maybe make some plays. But it's got to change in a hurry for the Snider Panthers, who come in with just a 2-3 record through their first 5 games. They're a victim of their own schedule, to be quite honest. They opened up with Warsaw, and that triple option attack by the Warsaw Tigers was too much for Snider in a 38-30 loss. Then they played East Noble, one of the better teams in our area, suffered a loss to the Knights, and they got beat in a close one against Carroll, a game decided by field goals, 9-6. Then you go to and I'm incorrect on that. That Carroll game was the game last week, right, where they got beat rather handily by the Carroll Chargers. But they've got wins over Lures and Wayne, and there's still plenty of time before the season finishes up. And they've still got a game against Northrop coming up in a couple of weeks when the SAC has their rivalry weekend. So we'll see what happens. In fact, that game's going to take place next week while we are at Carroll for the Homestead Spartans and the Carroll Chargers. But a couple of good rivalry games. Dwenger, Northrop tonight. It's a close one. It's a dogfight. So far, Dwenger's defense has won the battle against Northrop's offense.
And Northrop needs a win there tonight to kind of keep themselves in the hunt, because of knocking off Dwenger would put everybody with a loss, but give Northrop a tiebreaker. And speaking of next week, that's the last game for Snider at Spooler Stadium, as their new stadium is split to open next season.
Well, they'll still play Northrop at Spooler Stadium.
Well, the sharing that's been going on since probably, 1970?
Yeah. But it would be next week a Snider home game, which would be Perhaps the end of an era for Snider. I'm not sure what the future Snider schedule is this year or what they might have ahead of them in the tournament, but next year they're planning on moving on campus with a new stadium.
Which is a great thing, I think. I think it's been a long time coming, I guess you could say.
So Snider has it teed up, and we're just about ready to get our second half underway. Homestead will go right to left here in the second half, and Montung from his 40 gives it a boot. That's a good deep kick, and it will go into the end zone for a touchback. So the Spartans will have to start for the first time tonight from their own 20-yard line. They had an advantage of field position throughout that first half. Seemed like Homestead was always getting the ball outside their own 40.
Yeah. And Snider was the one that was starting in on the 20, and that's a huge advantage when you have a short field to go.
So Logan Frieden is the junior quarterback for the Spartans. He'll line it up from the right hash with trip receivers, wide side to the left, one receiver to the right, and they'll give it on a sweep to the left, cutting it up at the hash marks. Here comes Bardwell. Oh, nice escape. There is a flag down as Bardwell takes it all the way to the 38-yard line, an 18-yard gain. But it may come back. The flag sitting at the 24.5-yard line, and it looks like it's going to be a hold against the Homestead Spartans.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you get out in space, especially with the wide receiver, and he grabbed a little bit too much of the jersey and took away a big gain there on first down.
So they will march off 10 yards, take this back to the 10. Or is it, let's see if they're marching it from the flag.
Yeah.
I think the flag was at the 24.5, so they will put it just inside the 15, where it's going to be first down and about 16 to go.
First down and 16.
Ball still on the right hash. Two receivers left, two receivers right. Before we have a snap, we've got a flag and a whistle.
Offsides on Snider.
So 5 yards comes right back. And really, that's almost giving back the yardage that you got on that Homestead penalty. Now they march it back to the 19. So it's first down and 11. There's the handoff. Bardwell has a hole right side. 25, 30, 35. He hurdles a man. 45, 50, and Bardwell crosses midfield into Snider territory at the 46. What a run by Shane Bardwell. 35 yards and a first down for Homestead, and again they're in Snider territory.
Yeah, ran their little counter play. He hit it full speed and made some great moves and a hurdle.
First and 10, Frieden in the gun. Read option, takes the handoff, rolls to the right, pressure comes, throws it late, and over on that far sideline, well, it actually may have been completed to Moore, but it might be a loss on the play. It is, back at the 48. So he dumped it off on the sideline to the short man as he was being chased to that side of the field, and it ends up being a 2-yard loss. Second down and 12. Frieden takes the shotgun snap, hands to Bardwell. Up the middle, he gets tripped up going through the hole and falls forward to the 45 after picking up 3. And that's going to bring up third down and 9.
Yeah, they get back to about the original line of scrimmage there. Snider got some pressure on that second down. I look for him to heat him up again here. Try to force a turnover.
From the 46-yard line, it is third down and almost 10 to go. Shotgun snap. Frieden drops from the pocket, throws, batted down at the line of scrimmage. Good job by the Snider Panthers. And Cole Baumgartner, 6 foot, 200-pound sophomore linebacker who came in and got his hands up. And that will force a punt out of the Homestead Spartans.
Their first punt of this evening. And nice job there by Snider by clamping down and getting off the field. They did have the digger out open on that last play. They had England.
There's the snap and the kick away.
Nice.
Low spiraling kick, and it's going to drift all the way back to the 5. It's taken by Raines across the 10, breaks away from a tackle at the 15, and falls out to the 20. Nice return by Raines, and that will give Snider 1st and 10 at the 20. Of course, it's a nice return, but if he'd just let it go over his head at the 5-yard line, it would have ended up at the same spot on the field because it would have gone into the end zone. But
you know, I thought they blew the whistle a little bit too early there as well, because I'm not sure he was totally down.
Yeah, the question, did he get spun down off of a man laying on the ground and kept his feet? He thought so. But Snider starts 1st and 10, and again, it is Max Johnson in at quarterback. In the first play, a give to Davis. Oh, nice job getting through the hole, Davis, near sideline. 30, 35, 40, and finally he's pursued out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Chasing him out is Toby Aganani. 26 yards and a first down.
Yeah, nice run there on first down. Gets positive yardage up the field. It's the first really big play for them tonight.
Ball is on the right hash. They'll send 2 receivers to the left, a wing to the right. Extra tight end with Davis in the backfield. And they will again give it to Davis. Follows the right side of the line. Stays on his feet. Davis still up at the 40, 35, and finally at the 34. Gets wrestled to the turf. That's a 20-yard gain for Jordan Davis, and this Snider offense showing a little spark behind the sophomore quarterback, Max Johnson, who's in relief of starter Jaywin Harris here in the second half.
Yeah, a little more sense of urgency out of the Panthers here.
Down 21-0 to Homestead, but they've got it 1st and 10 at the Homestead 34. Shotgun snap, read option, and the give to Davis up the middle, and he's going to just keep the legs churning and take it close to the 30-yard line for a gain of 4. Went right into a pile, but got good forward push out of that. They'll put it at the 31 after a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, we saw a double tight end set there. 2 wide receivers got the Homestead Spartans defense to balance up, and thus far, they've been able to exploit some things.
2 backs in the backfield, Braylon Burton and Omari Buchanan. And this will be the give. Nope, it's a fake. It's a rollout right and a pass and a sliding catch. No. They say that he trapped it, and that was an attempt to get it to Owen Dodson on the little out route by the tight end. Coming off play action, but Dodson went to the turf trying to make a sliding catch, and they say that he trapped it.
Yeah, they tell you who he had in the flat was the fullback, pretty wide open there, and would have been an easier pass for him, as Dodson was covered pretty well by Homestead's defense.
3rd down and 7 in what you'd expect to be 4-down territory at the 31-yard line. Single back. Receiver split each side, and a give to Davis. Davis works hard to get inside the 30 and take it to the 27. That's going to be a 4-yard gain, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and 3, and you've got a man down, and that might be Davis.
Yeah, I think he may have gotten rolled up on there a little bit. Lucky he didn't come out the back side of that, because they grabbed his jersey on the blitz by Homestead. And it looks like he kind of got rolled up on that ankle a little bit. Looks like
that's okay. Omari Buchanan is the actual back that got rolled up on. So that was Buchanan in the backfield. And Davis will enter for Buchanan as he gets assistance over to the near sideline.
Well, there's no question what they're going to do here. Have to go for it, because they really, quite honestly, this would be good for them to get points on this first drive.
The ball is placed at the 28. They're going to need the 24 for a first. So it's 4th down, 4 to go. 2 backs in the backfield. Single receiver, split each side, tight end to the right side. Shotgun. And it's play action. They're going to throw a bad throw on an out route, and it's incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
That's a tough throw from the right hash to an out route over on the far side.
Yeah.
He's going away from you, and it's just a tough angle. He was trying to get it completed.
Well, they were
to Braylon Burton coming out of the backfield.
They were trying to run that play they had run earlier, kind of booting him out of there, but Homestead brought an edge pressure, which kind of took that away. And like you said, tough throw, right hash to left hash.
8:24 on the clock, third quarter, 21-0 Homestead lead. They take over. Here's a roll by Frieden and a keeper, Frieden. Frieden puts on the Jets and quickly scrambles out across the 40 to the 42. Well, that is a 14-yard gain by Logan Frieden on the first play from scrimmage for the Spartans, and they'll move the chains, 1st and 10.
Yeah, it'll be good now for Snider not to give up plays like that, as their offense did find a spark there and did move the ball quite effectively.
From the right hash, shotgun for Frieden, and he will give it to the back. Dancing around, looking for a hole to develop on the right side. Not much there, a couple of yards out to the 45.
About a 3-yard pickup.
Bardwell with the carry. I'll give him close to 3 yards. Just across the 45-yard line, where it will bring up 2nd down and 7.
Snider would be good to get themselves a stop right here.
Man in motion right to left, ball on the right hash. 2 receivers now line up to the left. And Frieden looks to throw. Does late. Gets it to Bardwell. The outlet out of the backfield. He makes one man miss. Crosses the 50 and chased out at the 45-yard line. That'll be a 1st down.
Yeah, really nice job there by Frieden. Not panicking, finding a way up, looking for his check down and hit him. And by doing that, picks up a big 1st down.
From the Snider 45, 1st and 10, Homestead already leading it 21-0. Frieden gives to Bardwell. A lot of running room for Bardwell. Inside the 40, the 35, and then hit hard at the 34-yard line after picking up 11. Another 1st down for Homestead and just wide open space.
Yeah.
No containment at all on that left side of the Snider defensive line, and an easy run for Bardwell.
Well, Wade Raines has been very active in the secondary because he's had to be, making a lot of tackles.
1st and 10 from the 34, and Snider just jumped into the neutral zone, and that will be a 5-yard march off against the Panthers.
Again, uncharacteristic of a Snider Panther disciplined team, and you just can't be giving yardage up to this Homestead offense.
Leland Jen, a 6-foot, 200-pound senior defensive lineman, jumped in and got called for the penalty. So it is 1st and 5, and the ball moves inside the 30 to the Snider 29. 6:35 to play. We're in the 3rd quarter. Drop back, Frieden, and he'll tuck it and run up the middle of the field. A quarterback draw. He's inside the 25 and gets pushed forward to about the 22. Now, a 7-yard gain for Logan Frieden on the ground. Came in with 49 rushes, only 84 yards, but I think he's had about half that on this drive. Had a 14-yard carry, picked up 7 more there, and it's 1st and 10 for Homestead, just outside the red zone at the 22-yard line. Ball on the right hash. Frieden looks to the sideline to get the play. Single back on his right shoulder is Bardwell. And he will give it to Bardwell up the middle. Oh, he ran into a wall and gets pushed back. Nice job of standing him up right in the teeth of that Snider defense. That was the nose tackle making a really good play. And if I caught the number correctly, that looked like it was Michael Pickens. But that's not Pickens. That's got to be 36, not 38. Elgin Davis.
Yeah. Was kind of in between there, trying to see what it was. But like you said, very nice play there by the Snider front.
So it's no gain at 2nd down and 10, still to 22, and a quick wide receiver screen. Englund makes the catch, gets it inside the 20, and finally wrestled down aggressively by Snider's Q Hunter at the 16-yard line. So a gain of 6 will bring up 3rd down and 4 at the 16-yard line with the clock running with 4:46 left in the 3rd quarter. Yeah. Homestead leads at 21-0.
Pretty quick quarter here because this is the second drive for Homestead.
Trips to the wide side right and read option. It's a keeper for Frieden. He's wrapped up at the backfield, but he works his way for a positive yard to the 15.
With the keeper.
Snider may be claiming the ball came out, but they're ruling that he was down at the 15-yard line. Well, now they sit it at the 16 when they actually put it on the turf. So it's going to be a 4th down and 4 and a field goal try for the 3rd time tonight. And so far, Henry Knipscher is 0 for 2. This one will be from 34 yards out. Ball on the left hash, right-footed kicker. The snap, the set, the kick away, plenty of leg, and this one is good. From 34 yards, Henry Knipscher adds 3 to the Homestead total, and it's now 24-0. Homestead leading it over Snider with 3:50 left in the 3rd quarter. You're listening to the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Now back to the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Homestead now leads at 24-0 over the Snider Panthers with 3:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter. It's halftime down in Indianapolis between the Aces and the Fever. And the Fever, after falling behind double digits, have closed to within 1 point of Las Vegas, 35-34 at the break. Here's the kick by Knipscher, and once again, no drama. It goes into the end zone for a touchback. So Snider again starts at the 20. Is that 6 tonight?
Yeah.
They've started at their 20-yard line.
Yeah, they have started at the 20-yard line pretty consistently here in the entire ball game. You know, they've had to make their own field position. The last drive for them, though, was a positive. They did have some...
Eventually turned it over on downs, but they had taken it from their own 20 and gotten it inside the Homestead 30. Max Johnson, the sophomore, backup quarterback, in for his 2nd series. He'll give it to the running back, stacked up after a 1-yard gain out at the 21. Getting up from the bottom of the pile is Jordan Davis, senior running back at 5'8", 185 pounds. 2nd down and 9 for Snider. You just wonder at what point you're just going to have to set the sophomore free, and they're going to have to start throwing the football.
Yeah, I think, it may be time to take a shot or do something like that with these guys out on the perimeter.
3-man front for Homestead, and they'll run a screen. It's caught by Davis. Davis across 25 picks up a block. The 30 down the sideline. He's out to the 40. They'll say he was out at the 39, but that is an 18-yard pickup and a well-executed screenplay for a big gain for the Snider Panthers.
18-yard pickup.
Yeah, that was a nice quick release and got it out there in the flat quickly.
Trip receivers to the wide side right, single back over the shoulder of Johnson. And they will give it to the back, and I believe it is Amari Buchanan. Trying to see the number of the running back because I saw Davis come out of the game, and the back will take it across the 40, close to the 41.
I thought I saw Braylon in there that time, but I may be mistaken as well. Braylon Burton.
Burton is a 6 foot, 180-pound sophomore. And I do believe you're right. Braylon Burton is lining up at the tailback behind Johnson. Quick drop, quick throw, and little high for Warfield at the 46. He had to go off his fingers, incomplete.
Johnson's pass is incomplete.
Tried to just get a quick timing route on a hitch about 5 yards downfield. And the incompletion now makes it 3rd down. And about 8 to go from the 41-yard line. They need the 49 for a 1st down.
Yeah, tall task here for the young sophomore, but necessary to get him going.
Ball's on the left hash, 2 receivers right, 1 receiver to the left, single back, and a drop back in the pocket. Looking to throw Johnson, fires it far sideline, and he sailed it wide of his intended target, Owen Dodson, the tight end, at the Homestead 45 over on that far sideline.
Yep.
2:20 remaining in the 3rd quarter here at Homestead. Spartans 24, Snider nothing. And Snider to punt. And here comes the pressure, and Tongue gets the kick away. Nice punt. High, hanging, spiraling punt, drifting back to the 22. Here's the return near side. Got some space. Across the 50, into the 40, and rolling down at the Snider 38-yard line. That's a big-time return, and that is not Carter Kennedy. I believe that's Peyton Luetag, a sophomore, with the big return.
Yeah, he did a nice job of fielding at number 1 on a great kick, but he got himself to the wall, found the seam, and did a great job of holding on to it. And again, great field position for Homestead's offense.
41-yard
A 36-yard punt, but an even better return. 41-yard return. So Homestead 1st and 10. They start at the Snider 37-yard line. Quick screen on the bubble. It's caught. And a nice block. He's up Kennedy inside the 35. He gets to the 32. 5-yard gain. Snider shot a defender at him, but it was picked up. I think Liam Moore might have gotten the block to get him the 5 yards after the catch.
Yeah, he was lucky he got there, because had he got outside of that, it would have been nobody.
Trip receivers line up to the left, ball on the right hash. They'll pump fake on the screen, and now the pressure comes, and Frieden somehow wiggles out, but couldn't get past the last man. Taken down at the 31.
Got a gain out of that.
Yeah, got a 1-yard gain.
We chuckle because I'm not sure how he got out of that. There was a pocket collapse right around him, and he found a sliver get through and got positive yardage.
So 3rd down, 4 to go. This area of the field could be 4-down territory for Homestead. They lead it 24-0, late 3rd quarter. Drop back, looks, throws on a quick slant. It's caught, 25-20, and then hit and knocked down at the 15. Good quick slant to Liam Moore, and Moore takes it for 1st down yardage and a 16-yard gain. 1st down Homestead.
Yeah, the slant route is an underappreciated passing route because it does get positive gain, and if you time it perfectly, it is a deadly route to defend.
Last half minute of our 3rd quarter in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. And a handoff up the middle. A lot of room for Bardwell. He'll go all the way to the end zone. Touchdown. 15 yards for Shane Bardwell. A quick blast right up the middle, and Bardwell takes it all the way to the house, and Homestead extends the lead to 30-0 with 23 seconds left in the 3rd.
I tell you, I like that kid. He's running the football strong, and he finally got to pay dirt, but he's been running hard all night.
Henry Knipscher comes on to try to tack on the extra point, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. Knipscher now 4 for 4 on extra points. He is 1 for 3 in field goals, and the score is 31-0. Homestead leading it over the Snider Panthers with 23 seconds still on the clock here in the third quarter on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Do you remember the good old days as a kid when you were sitting at home, eagerly tearing open a pack of sports trading cards? Oh, the anticipation builds as you uncover rare Rippy cards, autographed gems, and limited edition memorabilia. Well, not much has changed. Card collecting and trading is just as exciting as ever. Experience the thrill of opening a treasure trove of sports trading cards at Midwest Box Breaks, your ultimate destination for all things card related. And Midwest Box Breaks is based right here in Fort Wayne. Midwest Box Breaks. Value the customer. Respect the hobby. Midwest Box Breaks.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We are getting close to having a running clock in this one. No one would have expected that as Homestead leads at 31-0 over the Snider Panthers. Spartans to kick off with 23 seconds left in our third quarter. And once again, you can put it on replay. Henry Knipscher puts it into the end zone. And, you know, that is a kind of an underrated asset to have a kicker that just totally takes away any return game from the opponent, especially in high school football.
Yeah. We're seeing more and more of that. You know, these kickers now, they may have to start moving them back like they did in college.
Might see the high school kids kicking from the 35 here soon.
And that still won't be good because he's blowing it 10 yards into the end zone.
Yeah, Knipscher's got a big leg. Returning kicker for the Spartans. So Snider lines up again at their own 20. Johnson. Oh, he lost the snap, and
they call him down.
Did he go to a knee to pick up the ball?
Yeah, he blew it, but I'm not sure he did.
No, they say he touched his knee down in picking up that snap, and so they down it just outside the 15-yard line. It's a loss of almost 5 on the play, and it will bring up second down and almost 15 to go.
Yeah.
That'll be the end of the quarter. So we're going to switch ends for the fourth quarter. It's all Homestead tonight, 31-0. They lead it over the Snider Panthers after 3 here on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Fourth quarter begins. Snider with the football and a quick little out route by the tight end. It's caught, and they get across the 20 to the 21. Owen Dodson, the big tight end, with his first catch of the night. Now he's hobbling, going back to the huddle. Dodson, a 6'6", 210-pound senior, makes his 8th catch of the year. Snider sends a man in. I thought he'd be coming in for Dodson, who's noticeably limping, but it's actually
got a penalty.
Reddick coming in for Rashawn Johnson.
Well, they must have threw a flag I didn't see, but they did march it off because it's second and forever.
Oh, yeah, they moved it back to the 11-yard line, so must have had a hold on the play. And here is a handoff up the middle, bouncing out, and then the ball fumbled, but it's recovered by Max Johnson. The quarterback following the play looked like he was going to come up and try to get a block in, but the ball got poked right out of the hands of Jordan Davis, and Johnson bails him out by jumping on the free ball and saving a catastrophe for Snider. But now it is going to be third down and forever.
He did a good job there of following the play, because had he not been there, Homestead would have jumped on it, as they had 3 guys ready to do it.
Back at the 14-yard line where it is third down, 16 to go. They need to get the 30 from the left hash. Johnson in the gun. The blitz comes, and they'll dump it off to the wide receiver. It's caught by Reddick, and he gets taken down well short of the first down after only gaining about 4 yards on the near sideline. And so it's going to be another punt with the ball at the 17-yard line. Fourth down, 13 to go. And again, Montung getting a workout tonight.
Yeah, and Homestead's going to get excellent field position again.
There's the snap, pressure coming, and he gets the kick away. It is a low end-over-end kick, bounces at the 45, crosses midfield to the 41-yard line of Homestead, where it is downed. It will be a 1st and 10 for the Spartans at their own 41-yard line. We're in the fourth quarter with 10:09 left, and Homestead leading at 31-0.
Yeah, pretty dominant performance by these Spartans tonight after a tough loss to Bishop DeWanger a week ago.
Homestead had just 14 yards of offense in that game against the Saints.
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah. Lining up from the left hash, they'll put 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Single back is Bardwell over the shoulder of Logan Frieden. And Frieden looks to throw, far sideline, caught by England at the 46, sprints down the sideline across midfield, knocked out of bounds at the Snider 48-yard line.
Reception. First down for the Spartans.
First down, Homestead. And again, the Spartans on Snider's side of the 50. Be interesting to see the percentage of plays run by Homestead on Snider's side of the field.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably up there around 90%.
Handoff up the middle, big hole. Bardwell rumbles inside the 40, dragged down as he crosses the 35 to the 32-yard line.
They stuck a different player in there.
16 yards, and it's not Bardwell.
Whoever it was, he was fast. Number 16, I believe.
Yeah, it is. It's Tristan Sandifer, who's a junior running back at 5'10", 165, not listed as the backup on the depth chart.
He got shot out of a cannon.
2 receivers split each side from the left hash. Sandifer with the run, and he's tripped up by the ankles, falling to the 30.5-yard line. Short gain, maybe a yard for Sandifer. At the 31, it is 2nd down and 9. Clock will continue to run with 9:15 remaining. Homestead leading at 31-0. Balanced formation with 2 receivers split to each side. Sandifer, the back, over the shoulder of junior quarterback Logan Frieden. From the 31, it's play action over the top to the end zone, looking for more. Touchdown! Second time that connection has worked. Same play, same route, same result, with Logan Frieden dropping it in perfectly on the post route to Liam Moore. 37-0 Homestead.
What a throw. I mean, that was another nice throw by Frieden there, and they've been hot tonight.
Just laid it out to the spot, and the route perfect, got him in stride, and now the extra point is up and good, and it is 38-0, the Spartans. 8:13 remains in this one. You're listening to the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Confidence. 38-0 here. Homestead leading it over Snider. The good news is we'll have closer scores to report after the game. We'll have the Custer's High School Football postgame show live from Pizza Hut. I'll be at the Pizza Hut at Coventry. Stop by, hang out, have pizza, pasta, or maybe even some wings with me tonight after the game. And, of course, at the mic in the village of Coventry at the new Federated Media Studios. That's the post-game show coming up tonight right after the game here on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. And, of course, Griff, I can do the promo for the post-game on the kickoff because we already know what the result is going to be. We've seen enough of them that have sailed into the end zone for a touchback. And once again, this one goes into the end zone and will be brought out to the 20.
And a running clock at this point in time, I believe, as well.
Yeah, it is a running clock with 7:35 left. 35, the magic number to get the running clock. Shotgun for Johnson. Wide receiver screen. Caught on the run. Picks up a block and gets out to the 27. That's a 7-yard gain on the quick pass. Got it to Raines.
They've been using Raines both ways here tonight.
Second down, 3 to go from the 27. Ball on the left hash. 2 receivers to the right, empty to the left, and the handoff to the running back. Bounces away from one, but can't ever get north or south. He bounced it and headed toward the sideline and then got taken down. That was Jordan Davis on the carry. See, they might give him a yard. I'll give him 2 out to the 29. So it'll be 3rd down and short, about a yard to go for Snider as the clock ticks under 6.5 minutes left.
Very impressed with this Homestead defense. They're physical, they run to the ball well, and now their backups are predominantly in right now.
Again, they put Jordan Davis in a slot to the right from the left hash, and they'll throw to him. Oh, and Homestead read it, almost blew it up, but Davis makes the catch. But now he's scrambling in the backfield and finally gets taken down. They needed 1 yard, and they get an 8-yard loss back to the 21.
Wow. That would have been better to do the pump and go because Homestead was definitely sitting on it because he...
Well, as soon as they saw Davis in the slot, they knew, because the Sniders run that a couple of times when they slipped Davis into that slot, and Homestead was charging. They were reading the play before the throw was even made, and now Snider's going to have to line up in punt formation. Late man gets onto the field, and I don't even know if he got set.
Oh, wow.
But they might not have thrown the flag. There's the punt, and it's going to take a big Snider roll inside the 35 all the way down to the Homestead 30, where it will be a 49-yard kick with no return. And I think the officials just put the flags away and figured, it's been a bad enough night for Snider. We're not calling this one because there's no way he got on the field, got onside, and got set before that snap.
Yeah, I could say that was probably the right call in that regard.
So with 4:51 and the clock running, Homestead's offense comes on the field, and we're taking a look at some of the backups. It's Caleb Tarango, a sophomore quarterback, that is now into the game. Homestead leads at 38-0. And they will give it to Sandifer. He bounces it to the right, tries to get all the way to the edge, and he's going to be corralled, thrown down. And I'll tell you what, Raines is a physical player. He came up, and that time he just wrestled down Sandifer and threw him down hard. Wasn't dirty, but obviously a little frustration for Raines. It's been a tough night for Snider, but he's hit everything that's gotten into his territory.
Yeah, he's played a heck of a ball game by the way his aggressiveness has been from start to finish. And they started using him on offense.
Under 4 minutes left. And Tarango takes the snap and will give it off to the running back. Sandifer tries to sprint to the left side, bouncing it wide. And again, he gets across the 35 to the 36, but just not enough speed to get all the way to the edge. So it is 3rd down and 4. We're under 3.5 minutes with the clock running, a running clock with a 38-0 Homestead lead. Snider's going to fall to 2-4. Be 2-2 in the Summit Athletic Conference, while Homestead's going to keep pace. Had that loss head-to-head to Dwenger, but they're hoping for some help from Northrop tonight. Handoff, Sandifer again. He's going to bounce it to the far sideline. That time he turns the corner and takes it across the 45. Puts the shoulder down, and that may have been him and Raines having a big collision. There was a couple of bodies that hit hard over on that far side at the 47-yard line. Out of bounds officially at the 46, but a first down for Homestead. And that pretty much puts this one on ice with 2.5 minutes left. Not that it wasn't before, but Snider might not get the ball back now. And Raines is going to come out of the game.
Yeah,
they decided as physical as he's playing right now, Probably better to not let him get hurt.
Yeah, he, like I said, has had a heck of a ball game.
Here's a sprint to the right, cutting it up at the numbers. It's another running back off the bench for Homestead. Gets to midfield and then stacked up. And we'll check the number. As, well, it's Sandifer again. So it's still Sandifer in the backfield.
I think he just went out.
Yep, now they've brought in Alexander Hand. He's a sophomore running back who's come into the backfield to join the sophomore quarterback, Caleb Tarango. Minute 44, second down and 5. Ball across midfield. Again, the Spartans into Snider's side of the 50. And they'll fake the jet sweep, give it to the running back. And this is Hand, who takes it for a yard to the 47.
I tell you, that's Sanford. He's got some speed. You know, he's a kid that may be a great change of pace with Bardwell.
Homestead standing, looking over at the sideline. We've got a minute 10 left on the clock. It's running. Homestead lines it up. Shotgun for Tarango, and he'll give to Hand, who tries to sprint wide left, and here comes the pursuit, and they'll take him down for a loss back at the 48. Loss of 1. It's one thing about the backups. They're not running it between the tackles, Griff. They're immediately trying to get wide. And it's just tough against a speedy defense to get to that edge. And fourth down, Homestead is going to line up to punt, and they're going to have to run this as the clock's down to 32 seconds, but 14 on the play clock. Snider has no one deep.
Yeah.
So they're just going to let this punt bounce around. Homestead's going to take the 5-yard delay of game penalty.
They're just going to let it run out because it doesn't stop the clock.
Oh, that's right. It doesn't stop it. So it's a penalty, but the clock keeps running. And it's going to go to zeros. All Homestead here at Spartan Stadium tonight as the Homestead Spartans get the win over the Snider Panthers 38-0. Homestead has improved to 4-2 on the year, bouncing back after that loss to Dwenger a week ago. They lost 15-3 to the Saints, but they were dominant against the Snider Panthers here tonight. And now it sets up, well, it should be a good one next Friday night with the Homestead Spartans traveling across town on rivalry week to take on the Carroll Chargers. We'll take a break. When we come back, Shannon Griffith will go play-by-play through the entire football game. Maybe.
Very solely.
We've got some time to kill before our Kester's post-game show, live from Pizza Hut at Coventry. Hope you join me there. But our final here, 38-0, Homestead a winner over the Snider Panthers on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.